staying in this sort of dodgy place and the shower's not working. And so Ross is washing the mirrors.
I know I'm a good dad.
This was not the first time we had experienced something like this. Ross and I first travelled to Jordan back in the year 2000. We were a newly married couple on an adventure to see the beauty, culture and history of the Middle East. And we then had our first encounters with the unstable plumbing of the Middle East. It was important for us to show our kids that there is much to love about this incredible part of the world. We wanted to instill our love for the Middle East into their hearts and souls, and this first day of exploration was so crucial in that process.
A lack of hot water and road rules wasn't much to win us over.
We headed to a little town called Madaba.
Okay, we're here driving in Jordan and we don't know if there's actually road rules, so Ross came to maybe it was a four-way stop, but like everyone was going and like it's terrifying.
I think we nearly killed the car yesterday. I was going about 60 kilometers an hour and hit a speed bump in the middle of the road.
Madaba is a small city just south of the capital of Amman in Jordan. It is famous for its beautiful churches and mosaics. Traditional mosaics have been created in Madaba for thousands of years.
Well, we're just first day here in Jordan and we're here in Madaba and we're visiting the Greek Orthodox Church of St. George. The reason this is so important is that they found a map hidden. It was a mosaic map on the floor. This is Jerusalem in the middle here. This section. And it showed the location of where the baptismal site of Jesus was. And until that time, it had sort of become forgotten to history. But because of the map that's in the floor of this church, they were able to find it again, and we can now go and visit the site of Jesus' baptism.
Salome, she is dancing. When the party is finished, she's going to her mother directly and ask her, what can I ask him? She said, ask him John Baptist's head. Directly, the army has cut his head and they bring it to Salome by plate from silver. Now his head in Damascus and his body in Mecca.
We saw his head.
No,
We didn't see the head. Straight away in Jordan, we felt accepted and loved. We very quickly made some very true friends. We got to know George. He's called George because he looks like George Clooney.
Jordan and George Clooney.
Hey, it looks a bit like George Clooney. What do you think, Scarlett? It looks a bit like George Clooney.
And we were introduced to him and his wonderful friends who own a beautiful mosaic shop in Madaba. They gave us a tour and showed us the traditional techniques that they use, and we became wonderful friends, and we will be friends forever.
It's a harder way, but it's much better. The fluff with the stones, then we're flipping that upside down inside the frame. So when we flip it that, we leave it like between 5 to 6 days, depends when the white cement is dry good or not. So if you feel it's really dry good, the stones with the mosaics, after that we start to do hot water in the top, just keep working for the wheat flour and water, what we naturally use, but we use.
1 meter and a half by 1 meter and a half. Inside the church, the Levi green.
Our new friends that we just met from the mosaic shop just bought us lunch. This is huge. What is this?
It's a pizza, maybe? Maybe.
It's a famous dish here.
You're eating generosity right now. How does it taste?
It is amazing. I love generosity.
People always ask me, they say like, where's your favourite country, where's your favourite place in the world? And I say Middle East. And they're like, what? It's crazy. And I say because I've never met more generous people in my life. And today is a perfect example. We've arrived here on our first day and we meet some people and they're setting up and feeding us lunch.
Like in their shop, where like, this is their shop.
This is so good.
Like, it's just rice.
This is so much better.
It's just rice. But it's like the best rice I've ever eaten in my life.
Because it comes from a generous.
No, it tastes,
it literally tastes so
but
good.
it tastes amazing. It's so much food. Hey, Mira, do you like the Middle East?
Oh, no, don't eat yet.
I think that Jordan had finally won us over.
So we have finished, it's night time, that's why I've been quiet. We have finished our first day in Jordan. This morning, my daughter started off by saying to me, "Why do you like this country?" Because it just felt dirty and everyone was staring at us and she didn't like it. And I said to her, "Wait a week and then ask me." It didn't take that long. It took half a day.
Half a day.
And by the end of that day, all of my kids want to live here. That's how amazing the Middle East is. We've had one day in Jordan. We already have a place to stay in Madaba.
We made amazing friends.
We have a little community.
We got given lunch.
We got, shown all this hospitality and love in one day. And we're all like, this is amazing. We love it.
That's what we love about it.
Yeah. So Bowen is like a wild monkey. And he just like threw a rock and almost hit this guy in the head. So like I did this big thing about like, you need to apologize. Oh, this is the rock. Yeah, you need to apologize. And I told him to say afwan in Arabic, to go and say it. And we march him over and the guy's like, "I'll give him a gift." Goes and gives him a gift. And I'm like, "Thank you." Yeah. And I'm like, people here are too nice.